Once upon a time, in the heart of the Arabian Peninsula, where chivalry and courage were among the highest values, and where tribes competed for glory and honor in the mid-6th century AD, a boy was born named Al-Qa'qa ibn grew up in the care of the Banu Tamim tribe, which was famous for its horsemanship and combat skills, providing him with a fertile environment for the growth of his passion for horsemanship and the arts of war from an early age. From his childhood, Al-Qa'qa was not like his peers. While other children played in the desert, he spent long hours learning to ride horses, shoot arrows, and use the sword and spear. His keen eyes caught the finest details in combat tactics, and his young mind sought to understand the secrets of military leadership. He possessed a strong physique, sharp intelligence, and rare courage, which made him an unparalleled knight. It is said that he was equivalent to 1,000 men in battle, a title that reflects the extent of his influence in battles. Al-Qa'qa believed that faith and determination were the keys to victory, and that a true leader possessed military insight and the ability to turn the tide of battle. Therefore, he decided that his life would be a journey in the arts of war. Combining individual skill with strategic planning, in the prime of his youth, the pivotal moment in Al-Qa'qa's life arrived. He was among the first of his tribe to embrace Islam. He converted at a time when Muslims faced great challenges. Al-Qa'qa dedicated all his military genius and faith to the service of Islam. He participated in many battles with the Prophet, peace be upon him, demonstrating unparalleled courage and bravery. Al-Qa'qa ibn Amr's achievements continued after the death of the Prophet, peace be upon him. During the caliphate of Abu Bakr al-Siddiq and then Umar ibn al-Khattab, his most prominent achievements were in the Ridda Wars, wars of apostasy, and then in the conquests of Iraq and the Levant, the Ridda Wars. In these wars, which threatened the unity of the Islamic State after the death of the Prophet, peace be upon him, Al-Qa'qa played a prominent role. He had a decisive part in the Battle of Buzaka against Tulayha al-Asadi, the Battle of Yamama against Musaylima al-Kadhab, where he showed supreme courage and the ability to turn the tide of battle in critical moments. His presence on the battlefield gave the Muslims a tremendous morale boost. After the Ridda Wars, Al-Qa'qa led his armies to Iraq to conquer Persia. There, he displayed military genius unparalleled in history, especially in the Battle of Qadisiyyah. Battle of Qadisiyyah 15. This battle is considered one of the greatest decisive battles in Islamic history. The small Muslim army faced the massive Persian army led by Rustam Farrukhzad. Al-Qa'qa ibn Amr was the legendary hero of this battle. Timely arrival, Al-Qa'qa arrived at Qadisiyyah on the second day of the battle, after Caliph Umar ibn al-Khattab sent him as reinforcement. His arrival was early in the morning, and he had divided his army into small groups, each arriving successively, which gave the Persians the impression that a large reinforcement had arrived for the Muslims throughout the day's psychological warfare. Al-Qa'qa skillfully used this tactic. Each time a group arrived, the shouts of Allahu Akbar, God is greatest, grew louder, which terrified and confused the Persians. Individual duels, each time he arrived, would step forward for a duel, bringing down prominent Persian commanders, which weakened their morale and boosted that of the Muslims. Dark night tactic. On one of the nights, Al-Qa'qa ordered his soldiers to raise dust and noise throughout the night, which prevented the Persians from sleeping and exhausted them psychologically and physically. While the Muslims rested, inspiring leadership, he was a role model for his soldiers, fighting in the front lines and igniting their enthusiasm with his words and courage. The Muslims achieved a crushing victory at Qadisiyyah, and the Sasanian Persian Empire collapsed, with Al-Qa'qa ibn Amr playing a pivotal role in this victory. After Qadisiyyah, Al-Qa'qa continued his role in the conquests of Iraq, participating in the capture of Ctesiphon al-Madan and Nahavand. He then moved to the Levant to participate in its conquest. Battle of Yarmouk. 15. Al-Qa'qa participated in this decisive battle against the Byzantines. Under the command of Khalid ibn al-Walid, he played an effective role in executing military tactics, demonstrating courage and bravery in confronting the massive Byzantine army. His presence in any battle gave the Muslims confidence in victory. Al-Qa'qa ibn Amr's military tactics were characterized by exceptional individual courage. He never hesitated to engage in individual duels and took risks. Psychological warfare. In cunning, he was skilled at using tactics that weakened the enemy's morale and confused them. Leading by example, he fought in the front lines, which inspired his soldiers and boosted their confidence. Flexibility in tactics. He was able to adapt to changing battle conditions and devise quick solutions. Absolute loyalty. He fought for Allah and Islam, not for fame or spoils. Despite all these victories, the human side of Al-Qa'qa ibn Amr's life was prominent. He was a devout, humble man who loved Allah and his messenger and prioritized obedience to Allah above all else. He did not seek positions or fame. His greatest concern was to support Islam and Muslims. He was known for his generosity and love for the poor. Among his famous sayings, "An army with Al-Qa'qa in it will not be defeated." A saying attributed to Abu Bakr al-Siddiq, showing his great trust in him. "I fight only for Allah," demonstrating his sincerity. O people, Allah did not grant you victory over lands by numbers, but by fewness, good intention, and patience. Showing his wisdom and understanding of the true reasons for victory, Al-Qa'qa ibn Amr lived a life full of jihad and contribution. Participating in most of the major Islamic conquests during the era of the rightly guided caliphs. He was an example of a Muslim knight who combined courage and faith. Al-Qa'qa ibn Amr died in Kufa after a life full of victories and service to Islam during the caliphate of Ali ibn Abi Talib. It is said that he lived until the caliphate of Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan. The Knight of 1,000 Men departed in body, but his military spirit, faith, an imprint on Islamic history remained alive, igniting the enthusiasm of generations. His story is the story of a human being who transformed from a tribal knight into a great commander who conquered empires. The story of a leader whose presence on the battlefield was equivalent to an entire army. The story of Al-Qa'qa ibn Amr teaches us that sincere faith can transform a person and enable them to achieve the impossible, and that courage and determination are the keys to achieving victory, even in the most difficult circumstances. It reminds us that true leadership lies not in position, but in the ability to inspire people and achieve great goals. Al-Qa'qa ibn Amr was a model of the brilliant military leader who combined courage and faith and left an indelible mark on the history of human civilization. Let generations be inspired by the story of this great commander. Let them follow his courage and sincerity, and let them know that true victory is the victory of the spirit over despair, and that knowledge is the light that illuminates the paths of darkness and reveals the secrets of leadership and triumph.